What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's vid where we're actually going to be talking turkey. And we're not talking about turkey, we're going to be talking turkey. And this is more of a video for you rookies out there, you young bucks, but you want to know something, you veterans of the game, you guys been doing it for a while. Please comment below and let me know what you guys' go-to turkey calls is. This video, that's exactly what we're doing. We are talking turkey with turkey calls. I'm going to show you guys some turkey calls that I use, which I use about all of them, but I'm going to show you guys how I turkey call, and maybe teach somebody that's don't have their own personal Yoda, maybe teach them how to call up a turkey. Just a really quick disclaimer, I am in no means a professional turkey hunter. I'm not even an average turkey hunter. I'm a really bad turkey hunter, to be exact. I'm horrible at it. I'm not great at it by all means. Part of that is because of growing up. You know, I had to learn how to hunt turkeys basically on my own. I had a couple of people show me how to turkey call a little bit. I had a couple of people kind of show me the ropes a little bit, but I never actually had anybody just go out and teach me how to turkey hunt. So my teacher growing up for almost 25 years, almost 2.5 decades, my teacher has been trial and error. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to go through some turkey calls. I'm going to make a few calls for the people that don't know how to call and maybe get to teach you guys a little bit of something. Maybe not be your Yoda, but maybe I can kind of help you out a little bit. The first call we're going to start out with is the box call. And this is a call that, from my understanding, this is the call that a lot of people typically learn how to call on first. And when you're trying to teach a kid how to call, this is a good call. They say this is a good call for them to get started on because it's so easy to operate. And it is. I personally put a hair tie, or you can put a rubber band on it. I got daughters and a wife and stuff. I just seen this hair tie laying around one day, and that's why I put it on there to keep it from moving whenever I'm walking through the woods. But this call, box call, made by Turkey Thug, Mossy Oak. I've had this call since 2014. Never called a turkey up with it, but I have gotten to locate with this call before. Now it's going to sound a little bit louder because we are under the pavilion today where I hang the deer at. Anyway, this is going to be a little bit louder in here, but this is a really good locator. And I'm going to, and I hate to say give advice because I said I'd never give advice on this channel, but I'm going to tell you guys what I learned last year, and it really seemed to work out really good. So anyway, if you're brand new into the turkey calling, box call is a good place to start. You can get them anywhere from probably $12 to $80. You know, they can get pretty pricey, you know, at 80. But 12 bucks, I think I paid 10 for this, but like I said, that was 2014, almost 10 years ago. Anyway, it's real simple to operate, and that's just a basic yelp. And if you'd seen what I was doing right there, I was kind of starting out a little bit lighter. I personally don't think the clucks sound as good on a box call, and I think it sounds more like a putt, which is very dangerous. You can do a cackle off of it. The cackle is pretty much whenever they're flying off of a roost or something spooks them, they cackle. That's a really good call to use first thing in the morning wherever you're underneath a tree or something and you're sitting there waiting on them to gobble and stuff. It just, whenever you start hearing more and more turkeys, so you're just going in slow, kind of, you know, she's thinking about it, and boom, she's flying down. Whenever she's flying down, she's squawking and she goes down. Another call that's extremely easy to master. I actually don't know how much this call cost. My buddy Corey gave it to me a few years ago probably the year that the first spring I was living in Mammoth Spring. He gave it to me. He accidentally bought two of them at an auction, so he gave me one, which is the push pull call. You know, you can pull it or you can push it. It don't sound like it's very loud, but believe me, they can hear it. And you can pretty much do any call you want to on this one. You can yelp with it, cluck with it. This actually has a strap that you can put onto your shotgun and sit back and pull the string on it. But neat little call. This did work. One of my favorite calls to use. This is the call that I actually started out turkey calling on. I got a slate call here from HS Strut, Lil Deuce. This was actually the call, not the same call, but it was the Lil Deuce that I won my turkey calling championship on back in 2001. It wasn't no big deal. It was more or less a state thing. I was 14 years old, I believe. It was the second year of doing this turkey calling contest for the schools. Entered up in it my second year in a row and ended up winning the daggum thing out of like 14, 15 callers. So that was awesome. Went down to state and took fifth against I can't tell you how many kids was down there. There was a bunch of them down there, and then ended up taking third. I believe my junior year I took third. Sophomore year I didn't do a very good job at it because somebody stole one of my calls. Of course, I was calling against two of the best callers in that area, probably in the state. I know one of them was the best caller in the state because he won the high school turkey calling championship 2 years in a row, his sophomore and junior year. But my junior year, I was very happy to be able to say that I was amongst those two elite callers, Brent Dillbeck and Cy Claypool. So anyway, I started using diaphragm then, but the year that I won the championship in the junior high, I was using the Lil Deuce slate call and carbon striker. Good little striker right here. But anyway, I can do a little demonstration for you guys. It does everything. It does the yelp, cluck, the purr, lost call, cackle, neat little call. I also use the wooden striker on it, and it's a little bit louder. Now we'll do the glass call with the wooden striker. That's just a few calls right there with the slate and the glass. Love these two. Let's talk about this guy right quick. This is supposed to be a locator call. You can actually use this call really good with these diaphragms that I'm fixing to show you. And for those of you that are new into turkey hunting, diaphragm means mouth call. Right here in front of me, I have 5 diaphragms, and each one of them has their own sound. But anyway, a lot of people, this is a locator call, but I don't ever use it to locate. You can use a crow call to make them shot gobble. You can use a coyote call to make them shot gobble. You can use a hoot owl first thing in the morning, and it'll make them shot gobble. And that's where I said that I was going to give you guys just a little bit of advice that I learned this last year. If you go and stand on top of the highest hill that you have, and you start calling to a bird with a turkey call, they're going to gobble. If they're in the area, they're going to gobble. But also a lot of people that are going out there, and this is what kind of, this makes a lot of sense to me. Whenever people sit there and say, you know, you're getting them call shy because you're calling to them, you know, whenever you're scouting for them. I believe that 100%. I am just very blessed that I get to hunt private land because I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. I don't have no roads extremely close to me, and everything around me is private. So I really don't have to worry about none of that. So whenever I go out to turkey hunt, and this is what I started doing last year. Now, the year before that, I didn't know this. I went out there with my box call and started calling, went up to the tallest hill, started calling. Turkey started gobbling underneath me, went down in there, started hunting that bird. This hen flies over my head, which this is something that I couldn't help, but the hen flies over my head, connects with him, and they take off, and I never heard from him again. So I told you guys that to tell you this. Whenever you go out to try to locate a turkey, make them shot gobble. Don't make them gobble to a hen call because they're going to get used to that hen call, number one, and you're going to, you know, shut them up. Number two, another thing that I learned, if you go and stand on top of a hill and you're calling and that turkey answers you, well, you go down that hill, you come 300-400 yards, he's not going to come any further. That turkey was hung up out in that on that other person's land next to me. I'm sitting back from the land, the other lane that he's on. I'm sitting back from it from about 50 yards, hoping I can get him to jump over the fence or, you know, come through the fence. But the thing of it is the reason why he hung up, number one, he could not see the hen. Number two, the decoy that I had. Number two, he's sitting there in his mind. If she came that far for me, she's going to come the rest of the way in. And that's what that guy said on that one YouTube video I watched. If I could figure out which one that was, I would give him a huge shout out because it makes a lot of sense. So let's get into these different types of calls here. We're going to start out with the cheapest. This is a HS Strut double reed old raspy hen. It does got a little bit of rasp to it, but it's not my favorite sounding call. But it's cheap, and if you're wanting to learn how to call on a diaphragm, just to see if you're going to like it, $4 at Walmart and you got yourself a diaphragm turkey call. I do want to say this for a quick disclaimer. I cannot purr with my mouth on a call. You're going to see that's probably last on my calls that I love the sound of. It's probably number 5. This is a flex tone. Really cool little call, and I think it sounds pretty good. Kind of. Pretty cool little call. Still not my favorite. You guys remember whenever I was saying to keep your calls in tens? It's my call. This is a Primos double reed right here. This is a call by a local call maker. For the life of me, I cannot remember who it was. The box isn't labeled or anything, but it's a call by a local call maker. Got a pretty good sound to it. I like it, but it's not my favorite. We're fixing to get in that one in 1 second. The Zinc. This is absolutely 100% my favorite call. And all the calls that I have, this is my favorite call. This is the only one that they would gobble 2 years ago. And last year, I got one killed because of it. All right, so here we go. That's so sweet, man. Once again, I am not a great turkey hunter. I'm not a good turkey hunter. My name is not in the elite, and it probably never will be in the elite whenever it comes to turkey hunters. I'm a guy that loves to turkey hunt. Even though I am 98% unsuccessful, I can still call to a turkey. I can still turkey call. But whenever it comes to being successful out in the woods, it is a lot of trial and error. And it was like last year whenever I killed that one, the 20-something years of experience that I have just hit me. I knew where that turkey was. I got to get to him, and this is how I got to get to him. So that's exactly what I did. I used the land to my advantage. I used the trees to my advantage. I got right by that joker, and I started calling. And it turned out that there was a different turkey that just got his butt kicked that was going to come and find out what was going on. Could I have called to him with any one of these calls and get him to come in? Probably. But I will say this, I know for a fact that that was the turkey that I missed out on the morning before, and they didn't gobble to any of these calls except for that zinc. And I'm not just saying that. I'm not sponsored by Zinc, but Zinc, hey, if you do want to sponsor me, just, let me know. I'm not saying that I am the world's greatest turkey caller, because I'm not. I'm not a world champion. I'm not a grand champion or even a state champion. I did win a local turkey calling contest that got me to qualify for state. But these are the calls that I use. These are the calls that I enjoy to use. This is the call that's done it all for me right here, from getting them to gobble to getting them in the back of the truck. I highly suggest, if you're just starting out turkey hunting, get you something cheap. It does not have to be a $15, $20 call. It doesn't have to be a $10 call. Go and get you a $4 mouth call. Go get you a $10 slate. Go and get you a $14, $15 box call, and just practice. Drive your wife crazy. Drive your kids crazy. Drive your parents crazy. Just practice. And practice is what's going to help you become successful out in the woods. And it might take you 20-something years, but you'll eventually be successful. Don't ever give up. And thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications. You veterans, let me know what kind of turkey call that you guys use in the comments below. I'll see y'all on the next one.